Here is a psychological reality you are absolutely not ready for. Your suffering is not a system error. It is its fuel. For years you have nurtured your stagnation because it grants you the legitimate right to remain paralyzed. You aren't waiting for help. You are waiting for the archetypal Great Father to descend from the heavens of your own prolonged infancy and say, "It wasn't your fault. The world was unfair. Here is your reward." Most people don't realize this, but your brain lies to you constantly about tomorrow. This isn't just a cognitive bias. This is psychological self-extinction through delay. You are dismantling your current self for the illusion of who you might become once someone else fixes your finances, your loneliness, and your fear. But here is the cold truth. The sky is empty. The universe is occupied with those who have become their own masters. Your Savior isn't running late. He simply does not exist in the form you've dreamed of. Psychologists call this infantile regression, but Jung saw it as something deeper, a total surrender to the persona. You have become so accustomed to wearing the mask of the victim of circumstances that your true self is suffocating beneath it. Once you grasp this, you will see a haunting image. You aren't living your life. You are merely playing a role in someone else's play, hoping for applause from an audience that doesn't even see you. Your relationships, your habits, your chronic certainty of your own helplessness, all of it is shaped by the divine child pattern. It's a state where you believe you are special simply because you are hurting. You believe your pain is a currency you can trade for salvation. But in the real world, your pain is just noise. While you wait for an external impulse, your psychic energy, what Jung called the libido, gets stuck in the past. It isn't building a future, it is feeding your internal shadows.
And here is where it gets even more intense. Most people stop right here, comforting themselves with the idea that everyone lives this way. But you are not everyone. Your resistance to change isn't laziness. It is the active aggression of your shadow against your ego. Your dark side wants you to remain weak, because a weak person is easier to control. Your shadow knows if you become powerful, it must submit. It will do everything to keep you waiting for a savior until your final breath. Psychology suggests people ignore you not because they are cruel. They ignore you because there is no agency in you. You are an object. You are furniture in the room of someone else's life. As long as you wait for a rescue, you radiate the energy of a void. Here is the painful truth. Your brain chooses comfort over growth every time because growth requires a confrontation with your own perceived insignificance. You're waiting for a partner to complete you? That isn't love. It's psychological dependency. You seek in another your own anima or animus because you are terrified to find them within yourself. You want someone else to do the heavy lifting of building your soul. But the truth is, no one can eat your breakfast for you. Your readiness to be saved is the ultimate betrayal of yourself. And here is what no one wants to admit. Your Savior is the most dangerous archetype in your arsenal. It is a sweet, poisonous fog. And this explains exactly why your life hasn't changed. You aren't afraid of failure. You are afraid of who you will have to become once there is no help. You will have to become the sovereign of your own weakness.
This happens because you have subconsciously chosen the path of neurosis. Jung argued that neurosis is always a substitute for legitimate suffering. You choose to suffer from the fact that you aren't being saved, so that you don't have to suffer from the hard work of self-actualization.
Your mind thinks, if I am pathetic enough, the world will have mercy. But the reality is a mirror. If you look into it with an outstretched hand, the mirror shows you a beggar. Let's examine the archetype of the wise old man. You look for him in every teacher, every video, every book. You hope that one phrase, one secret formula, will change your blood chemistry. But the sage doesn't give answers. He only points to the abyss you must jump into alone. Your mind says, I'm not ready. I need more knowledge. That's a lie. You don't need more knowledge. You need more courage to be alone. Your mind creates projections. You see successful people as lucky individuals who had help. This is a defense mechanism that allows you to avoid guilt for your own passivity. In reality, everyone who ascended did so the moment they felt the cold breath of inevitable ruin. The moment you realize no one is coming is the moment of your true birth. Before this, you were just biological noise, a rough draft of a human being. If this wounds your pride, excellent. Pride is your ego's last line of defense before total transformation. It means there is still a spark of will in you. Here is the truth you've been avoiding. Your time is evaporating. Every minute spent waiting is a stone laid on the grave of your potential. You do not have eternity. You have only this moment of desperation. Use it as fuel, or it will consume you entirely. If you want to break this cycle, you must undergo what Jung called Enantiodromia, the transition into the opposite state. You must become what you fear most. Dismantle hope. Hope is a shackle. It keeps you in a state of suspension. Accept the fact there is no help. This frees your mind from useless calculations. Assimilate the shadow. Stop being the good person waiting for justice. Become a formidable individual who controls their power. You need your aggression, your healthy ego, and your fire to break out of the mire. Embrace solitude as a right. Only in absolute psychological solitude do you become unshakable. When you have nothing to lose and no one to lean on, you become a force of nature. Here is a mental exercise that works. The last human technique. Every morning, opening your eyes, tell yourself, today, everyone I relied on has vanished. I am the only intelligence left on this planet. What must I do to prevail? The moment you realize no one is coming isn't a tragedy. It is your coronation. You are finally free from the expectations of others and your own perceived helplessness. You aren't just surviving. You are beginning individuation. You are becoming whole. You are becoming you. Stand up. Your path begins where your belief in miracles ends. If this message resonated with the silence inside you, you are not alone in this realization. Join the few who choose reality over comfort. Subscribe to Can Still Go. The journey has just begun.